We're going to keep that going, and I would like to welcome up DAS Technology, and they're going to talk to you about how to own the AI customer journey to drive, check this out, huge profits. Not mediocre, not minimal, not small, huge profits. So to help in that conversation, I'd like to welcome up Scott Pechstein, the Senior Vice President of Business Development, and Josh Leader, the Director of Dealer Relations. Let's give them all a big round of applause. That was kind of like a medium round of applause. I think that. Let's do it bigger. Come on. Let's see if we can swell it up. Bigger.
Time to wake up, folks.
Guys.
We've got to earn the applause.
Yes,
Hold your applause.
earn the applause.
See if we deserve it at the end.
Just so you know, everything we talk about, we know people that can help you with it.
Hey, everybody, I'm Scott. This is Josh. I'm honored. I've known Josh how long?
Too long.
20 years?
At least.
So I met Josh on the dealer side. I was on the vendor side. I started on the dealer side in the 90s at a Ford store, but Josh was always on the dealer side, and he was a client for many, many years, and he made the shift, but I'm honored to have some dealer DNA on stage with me, so it's just not another vendor or two talking to you guys.
Well, you know, we go back. I recall I was telling Scott, dude, I was jumping at a fax to get the lead. So that's how far back we go with internet leads. And it's been a great ride, and glad to be a part of DAS and partner up with Scott here.
Yeah, he used to sell him leads that we fax to him. So for those of you who have been doing this for a while, NAD has always got a slogan, right? Years and years ago, it was big data. Big data's coming. You got to embrace big data. And then it was transparency. You remember that was like 2007,
The digital retailing.
Digital retailing's coming.
Yes,
You don't need salespeople on the sales floor, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody will just do the whole transaction on your website, and everybody's going to be out of jobs. That didn't happen either.
No.
And now, big data. I'm probably sure that there's 5 or 6 sessions already on big data. There's going to be 5 or 6 more. Not big data, AI. Big data. Yeah. AI, artificial intelligence. So we're going to take a step back. We're going to define AI, right? Because if you've noticed and you've gone to the booths, booth to booth to booth in convention hall, everybody's an AI player. Everybody's got AI, right? From your lead providers to your website providers. So we're going to back up. We're going to define it and differentiate what it exactly is. Then we're going to talk about search. This is a big one. How to place #1 in search. So years ago, SEO was the play. It still is. SEO is still important. If you couldn't organically place in SEO, what'd you do? You bought your way up through SEM, through keywords, through AdWords. Yeah, you can technically still do that today. We've got some stats we're going to share with you guys, but when more than 1/3 of all searches are now AI searches, it doesn't matter how good your SEM is. It doesn't matter how good your SEO is, you're not being found. So we're going to talk about that. Leveraging AI to help scale in the dealership. You know, I hear these blanket statements, these absolute statements. Hey, with AI, again, it's like the digital retailing. I don't need salespeople. I'm just going to let the bot sell the car. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we might not even be there in our lifetime. It gets a little scary. We've got an example where there's a dealership made an example out of that was almost forced to sell a Tahoe, a 2024 Tahoe, for $1.
$1.
But we don't think we're there yet, but definitely you can embrace AI, leverage it to scale, and do more to get to the point of the sale. And then we'll end with our final thoughts. Sound good?
Let's go.
All right. AI, what is it?
Well, if you can read, it's right there.
Oh yeah, we AI'd the answer to see what AI is. Yeah. So the first NADA was in 1918 in Chicago. So AI wasn't around then, but by the 1950s, AI was derived, right? The first AI program was a checkers program that you'll see there in the definition. AI has been around for a really long time. What's that, 70, 75 years. In 2000, or 1997, an AI algorithm actually beat the #1 chess master of the world, Garry Kasparov, out of Russia. So when a dealer tells you, hey, we've got AI, yeah, folks, or when a vendor tells you they've got AI, it's been around for a while, right? What kind of AI are we talking about? And I think why most of you showed up today is not to learn about the intelligence that was built in the 1950s or 60s that could be, technically a chatbot, but generative AI, right? Generative AI, the learning AI that's going to learn, serve up value to the consumers. You've been hip to AI, I think a couple jobs ago,
You know, the car business has its ups and downs, and back in 2008, we had that financial crash, and I had the great idea, use what, went to college for and do some marketing, opened a company called Artificial Intelligence Marketing Solutions. in my basement on a Mac, just playing around, got on an article, and that led to the company. I wish I'd have held on to it, though.
Yeah, whoever bought that company from you, you might want to look into the URL. So let's jump into it. We know what AI is. There's simple AI, there's generative AI. We're talking about generative AI. I know that's why you guys are all here. How far do you go to embrace AI? That's the question. Let's talk about search. So I teased everybody a little bit with search. Talk to us about search. How has the landscape changed just over the last couple months in search?
Well, here's the thing. Before it all had to be, you got to be on the first page of Google, right? Well, now we have to have the answer. And that's how you get, seen on AI search. All of these different tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and we all know there's going to be more popping up. If you have authority, if you have the answer, that's who they're going to push it to. They're going to send your customers to the place that says, hey, I have the answer to the questions that they're searching for. It no longer is it the OEM, websites. You're going to have to sit there and push data to your website that's going to answer any kind of questions that the customers are searching for. I was telling Scott the other day, my wife was on ChatGPT. I don't know what it was searching for, but couldn't get the answer. And then I finally got to say, well, just Google it. Because that used to be the thing. You just tell people, just Google it, and it would come up with it. So 70 years AI, and we're finally getting there.
So the big deal with AI search, everybody, look at the stats on the screen. There's a screen behind me. Over 1/3 of all searches, think about folks looking for your dealership, are now AI search across these platforms: Perplexity, Grok, Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, even on Google. We all have seen it. When we Google something, there's the AI rendering, and then there's all the other organic searches, and then you've got your paid searches. This number's up 529% year over year. I'm going to repeat that. The folks using AI search is up 529% year over year. What is it going to look like a year from now? So I Googled this morning to see where we are. What time frame will AI search officially take over standard search, Google search? It's 16 months from now. We're 16 months away from the majority of the people looking for your front door on AI search. So you're all sitting here, okay, Scott, well, that's the problem. What do we do about it? What you do about it is you've got to index consumer sentiment. How do you do that? Reviews. Reviews is by far the biggest variable. You've got to keep up on your reviews. And when I say reviews, it's not only having a 5-star rating, right? It's having recency. How recent are the reviews? You can't have a 5-star rating and then just sit on your laurels 2-3 months. Google will, they don't like that. They want recency, they want consumer sentiment, they want critical mass. So you've got a dealership with 100 reviews with a 5-star rating, and then you guys have another store with 800 reviews with a 4.7 rating. The 4.7 rating trumps the dealer with 100 ratings because, again, stars is just having a 5-star count or a 4.9 star count is just one variable among many.
And it's just not about 5-star ratings, 4.7s. It's also about when you get a bad review, how do you respond? Are you going to take care of that customer? AI doesn't have any emotions. It takes logic, it takes data, and it sends the customer to the place that the customer's searching for. And that's how you rank. So reputation is more important than ever. 30%. Right now, third most search site is AI search. You got Google, YouTube, which Google owns YouTube. Then you have AI search. So maybe it's faster than 16 months, Scott.
Yeah, it's going to change. The answer continues to change. Again, over 500% just year over year. So again, to recap this slide, it's pulling in consumer sentiment. What does that mean? I know we spent a lot of time on reviews, but backlinking to anywhere, any place where consumers are talking about your business. And then whoever's handling your reputation, you want to make sure that they're taking that into consideration when they're responding to reviews, because there's two parts of a review, right? There's the review that the consumer leaves for you, and then there's the response to the review. So if you're a Honda store and somebody's talking about, well, I was trying to decide between a Honda and a Ford, and I pulled the trigger on a Honda. When you respond to that review, mention that, reiterate that, mention somebody's name that helped them if it's a 5-star review. All of that is indexing, and that's all going into the equation that gets you up top on searches.
And it is imperative that you find a company that's going to help you get those reviews onto your dealer website organically, because that's how you're going to get found on AI search. You're going to be transparent. You're going to be authoritative when it comes to who should I do business with, why should I do business with this dealer in my local area.
So the question came up a lot today, can I pay to play, right? So for some of the smaller dealers, the independents, I can't compete with the big group down the street. So I'm just going to pay to play. How can I pay to play? It's about 2 months, about 2.5 months ago, AI search started taking dollars for ads. So how the ads work is on the right-hand side, you're going to see an ad. The ad will never influence the answer on the AI. So you can have ads, but it's not like traditional SEM where it's stack ranking. It's not like traditional SEM where it's a bid system. So you can't outbid your neighbor. You buy the ad lives off to the right. So a few things on that. One, they're starting to monetize it. Didn't take them long. Two, it will continue to evolve. But right now, as far as pay to play, you're getting an ad that doesn't influence the answer. Leveraging AI to help scale things in the dealership. So this was I hinted to this earlier. There's a dealership in Northern California that was made an example out of. They didn't end up selling the vehicle for $1, but it was a reporter trying to make an example out of a dealer. So they negotiated with the AI bot, and the AI bot ultimately reached an agreement to sell a 2024 Tahoe for $1. So when I asked earlier, are we ready to hand the keys over to the castle, to the AI bots? Not yet. Not yet, maybe not even our lifetime. This is still relationship business, but where we see the value in AI is leaning into the AI for efficiency of scales, right? To do more with less, to do more with the same. It's impossible for your sales reps to follow up with every single up. Ongoing, right? A good dealer will follow up for 12 days, 14 days, even 20 days. NADA tells us that the sweet spot on a new car customer is at day 42. Think about that. A consumer that submits a lead on a vehicle on January 1st is ultimately burning gas on February 12th. And a lot of our BDCs, our inner departments, are long gone. That's an opportunity where you can lean on AI.
Well, yeah, but you can't forget, I mean, you don't know if you were the first lead or the fifth lead. So the consistency is what matters. If you're consistent and you have a system that's constantly reaching out with relative messaging, that's what wins. And the other thing, too, is AI, it doesn't get sick, never calls off work. It's consistently working on your business's behalf and responding to customers. AI is not here to replace people. It's to enhance their jobs and make it easier to stay in front of your customers, keep your brand in front of the customers.
So with your partners, with your vendors, keep this conversation in mind, right? When they say they're AI, is it an AI plugin, is it an AI bolt-on, or is it true native AI? And if it's true native AI, they should be embracing price drop alerts, right? If you've got a CRM, Vin is really good at following up with consumers. Does Vin have the capacity to give price drop alerts? Does Vin have the capacity to serve up videos? Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but these are the things that you want to ask to make sure that you're holding your vendors accountable to make sure that they're embracing AI and serving up the best opportunity to grab that consumer, put the antenna up, put the flag up to say this consumer's ripe for the picking, sell them, get them in.
And the other thing too is the relevant messaging. It's important. If somebody's looking at an SUV and then their changes, their needs change and they start looking at trucks, AI is going to be able to pick that up and then start sending messages about your trucks that you have available. It's takes the data and uses the data faster than a human can.
Yeah, it's data mining with video, and it's data mining.
Hey Jason, we've got some exciting news for you. Your 2022 Ford Bronco is still in high demand, and we'd love to make you an offer. Even if you have some negative equity, don't worry, we have options. Our team specializes in creative solutions to help you trade, sell, or even upgrade to something newer with financing options that fit your budget. Let's turn this into an opportunity. Call or visit us at Harbin Ford today, and let's find the best option for you.
So we can have an entire session on video. That's just one example, right? Is your CDP, by now everybody should probably have a CDP in place. I think that was a buzzword 2-3 years ago at NADA. Is your CDP sending out video, serving up video like that? Could our internet departments, could our BDCs all have that conversation? Absolutely. Is it scalable? No. So are you leveraging AI to call the consumer out by name, by make, model, those that are lower in the funnel for either a purchase and or a repair and or service, missed service, decline codes? Is AI pulling your decline codes? Josh, if you don't mind, you're a little frugal, your good friends call you cheap. I'm just kidding. But let's say you go to the dealership and you get the brake pads, but you don't do the rotors and you don't do the cabin filters. Is there a message going out to Josh showing him a dirty cabin filter, showing him a new cabin filter? What kind of air do you want your family breathing on this next road trip? Wow. Again, that could all be automated. You'll get me back later on that one. I'm sorry.
That's strong. The air you're breathing You know, we all bump people for cabin air filters. Got to get it, 97 bucks. So imagine that. Imagine anything, all your profit centers getting personalized videos and the customer the opportunity to sit back, go home, talk to their spouse, and make a decision. The time span has shortened drastically with videos. I mean, we're talking decline services went from just your typical your service advisor making 1 or 2 calls and thinking they're not interested. That was about 26 to 28 days. Then we started doing email and text that shortened that time frame down to about 14 days. When we launched AI personal videos, it shortened the decline services come back in 6 days on average.
Yeah, there's what we've seen is a 600% increase in open, right, on videos. People love personalized videos. They know it's AI, but it's calling them out by name, make, model. Even for your reviews, make sure whoever's doing your review solicitations, are they using video? The technology's there. They should be sending videos. Josh Leader, thank you for coming in for your service yesterday. There's no compliment better than a review. Would you be willing to give us one? The old tired email and text, that's how it's been getting done until recent. The technology for videos there, so make sure video is also integrated not only in all of the different communications to the existing database, but also on your review gen. It's really important. We only have 30 seconds left. What's the future?
Well, let's not talk about the future. Let's talk about how AI can help with marketing. It's going to drastically reduce your spend, right? It takes the data, knows where to spend the money with your database. So let's not forget that. It's sales, service, and marketing.
Yeah.
So with the future.
I put 2030. If I could do the slide over again, honestly, just after talking to everybody today, I'd probably say 2027. Because there's the old saying, the future's already here. Things are going to be drastically different by 2030. I think things are going to be a lot different just where we've come over the last 12 months, when we're going to be sitting on this stage next year, Orlando. What we're going to be talking about in Orlando, it's changing by the minute, everybody.
And there's no way in hell in 2030 am I going to have an intimate conversation with a freaking robot. No way.
In 2030, robots still aren't going to be selling cars, so we're strong about that sentiment.
Yeah, I think we're there.
All right.
The future's here. The future's now. If you don't have AI, get it.
We know you guys had choices. Thanks for sharing the last 20 minutes with us.
Appreciate you.